My name is Dr. Drew Gray and I'm a lecturer in history at the University of Northampton, and my particular subject area is crime. So this is why I want to talk to you about this particular object today. So you might recognise this. This is a rather unpleasant large wooden stick, and of course it's a police truncheon. If you look at the base on this, it actually has a date on it. You probably can't see it on here, but you might just be able to make it out. It says 1886. Now this particular truncheon comes from the Cardiff area in Wales, but it's very similar to any of the sorts of truncheons that would have been used by the police across the late 19th century. And I think one of the things we could usefully think about with this is that this is a weapon, but it's also a symbol of authority. So for the police before 1829, for the idea of policing before 1829, there were local amateur policemen, parish constables, and they would have carried a stave or a stick. This let you know that they were the constable, they were the person in charge for the temporary period that they served, but also, of course, if necessary, it was a weapon that they could use. The other thing, of course, it tells us about the police that we know about the British police force, which makes them different from, say, the American police force or the Italian or the French or many other European police forces, is that our police aren't routinely armed. Yes, of course, they can be issued with firearms when necessary, but for the most of the time, the bobby on the beat carries a weapon not dissimilar to this. Truncheon or some sort of stick, extendable or otherwise, that they can use if they're in danger, if they need to show force, if they need to defend themselves, but is not an edged or a lethal weapon in the way that their European or American counterparts have. And that's really important. For in 1829, when Sir Robert Peel introduced the new police force, he did so against a background of not wanting to introduce a standing army, something the British people just simply wouldn't have tolerated in the 1820s, or to be honest, in the 1920s, or even in the 2020s. So this historical object, this 1886 truncheon, tells us about policing in this country and its differences from other parts of the world. This is very much policing by consent, a citizen police force that polices for us, but also guards us and protects the state at the same time. And that's one of the things that we look at when we study the history of crime and punishment and policing in my second year module at the University of Northampton. Thinking about the way that policing in this country has evolved and how it's evolved differently to other countries. Thank you.